What's up YouTube, it's Ben, and in this video, we're gonna talk about retained search recruiting. Hey guys, so welcome back or welcome to my channel if you're brand new. Hey, if you're not in our Facebook group, definitely click the link in the description. Recruiter Empire is where you want to be. There's 10,000 of us in there. I'm in there to answer your questions and interact with you. Definitely join the group, click the link. All right, so how cool would it be to get money up front before you even start recruiting for a client? Really, really cool is the answer. All right, so I'll calm down now, but that's exactly what retained search is, otherwise known as basically having a retainer agreement with a client. So even if you're already familiar with this, stick around until the end of the video because there are some things I want to talk about that I think could definitely benefit you. And if you're brand new to recruiting, this is probably something you've never heard of, or maybe you've heard of it a little bit, but either way, that's cool too. So retainers are usually reserved for roles that are relatively difficult to fill by clients. Therefore, they pay you a retainer fee to literally retain you to run the search exclusively so that you can basically be incentivized to get on top of it. So the way it's set up is like this. You get a certain sum of money upfront that can be anywhere from 5K to 25K or even more, and that's refundable or non-refundable, depending on how you negotiate it. So the retainer fee is not only meant to get you going and motivate you and incentivize you, but it's actually there to pay you for services rendered while you start rendering them, right? So it's completely the polar opposite of contingent search, which is basically what we all do, right? Where we do pretty much 100% commission until we actually find a candidate that our client hires. Here's what's really cool about retainers. You also get paid when you make the placement. And being that it's a retainer, it's generally a harder to find role, which means it's probably a higher paying role itself. That means you get a higher commission out of it. Now, retainers, just like contingent searches, are totally negotiable, meaning you can move around and push the numbers any which way you'd like. So like I mentioned before, that retainer fee that you get up front, you can actually make that refundable or non-refundable, which is pretty crazy to think about considering you could actually just walk away with the retainer fee, not even filling the role. You would obviously never work with that client again, but that could be a possibility. The other cool thing about retainers is that you get exclusivity because clients generally don't want to work with multiple agencies on retainers. So they're going to pay you a retainer and give you generally about 3 months exclusivity. So you're guaranteed the rights to that search as the only search agency or recruiter. Retainers totally make sense because ultimately if a client's going to pay you $5,000 up front to start the search and the payout was inevitably going to be $25,000 upon placement, but they negotiate with you so that your actual placement fee is $20,000, that means everyone walks away evenly. To put it simple, everyone pretty much wins with a retainer because you get paid up front and the client usually gets their candidate faster. Generally speaking, recruiters graduate into retainer agreements after they get sick of doing a ton of contingent search and they start to want money up front. There's also a level of trust that needs to be had between client and recruiter because basically if they're cutting you a check up front with no guarantee in essence that if you negotiate it as non-refundable, they're not going to get anything out of it, right? So maybe it's a client that you probably have done some contingent search with previously, maybe multiples, and then they finally end up giving you a retainer. Now there's a whole lot more that goes into retained search and how it works and the actual terms and conditions, but that's a really brief overview of what a retainer is. Hey, so if you found this video valuable, please go ahead and join our Facebook group. Link in description. Also smash that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I'll see you guys next time.